Okay, it's been almost 2 months since my last update. Been a heck of a deal trying to get a different truck and dealing with insurance companies, going to the doctors for the injuries, but kind of back at it right now. This episode is going to be about rear deck lid and the front trunk. Been working on those as time permits to get that done, and I'm getting close. Progress will show you here in just a minute. It all takes time, and I also wanted to point out that this is the way that I'm doing things. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the only way to do things, and your way may be a lot better than what I'm doing. But anyway, I just thought I'd share my experiences. I do have a hinge. It's just a mock-up. And you can see it's kind of tacked in place right now. So I'll work on it. I first cut some half-inch bushings, half-inch ID bushings. Then using some half-inch round stock, I bent it to the shape that would fit for my hinges based on my mock-up. I traced the opening so I'd be able to position my framing where it needed to be. Once that was done, I built my framing and then temporarily mocked it up to see that it would fit. Now the important thing here is that the hinge point is as high up in the frame as it can get, so that you have as much clearance as possible. I then clamped the hinges to the framework and tested to make sure it functioned properly. By using spacers and straps, I was able to position the deck lid even with the edges of the body, so that the framework, when it was fastened, would be in proper position. With the frame being in the proper position now, I was able to actually use some Duraglass to temporarily hold the frame against the deck lid. Once this was done, I was able to remove the deck lid and then go back and cover it with fiberglass mat to keep it in the proper position. Working on the rear deck lid, and the sides are nice and even, but over here in the corner I have a dip on both sides. So what I'm going to do is take this off, put it on the welding table, and then clamp it down. Cut a couple relief joints or relief cuts, and then do some fiberglassing to hold it in place. That's it. Okay, I've now clamped down the edges to give me to take up the offset. Okay. Okay, here's the underneath side of the hinges now. I think I've got them pretty much fixed now. So the rear deck lid is, and again there'd be more final body work. For the front trunk lid, I used trunk lid hinges from an Audi A6 for 98 through 2001. I got those off of eBay. What I've done here is I've got the front trunk lid set in place, and I've marked around the perimeter where I'm going to have to build some metal framing for this. But these are going to be the supports that hold the hinges on. So let's get the framework done and then test fit the hinges. Okay, starting to work on the framing for the front trunk lid. So I've marked out the edges and then started cutting the pieces to fit the framework. And of course the back one has to have multiple bends in it, both up and down, and then match the contour. So that's a start. Okay, got all the pieces cut and laid out. Next step is to tack it all together to build a frame. Okay, welded some temporary supports in to hold the framework up against the deck or trunk. These need to be moved up, so I'm going to have to work on that. It really needs to be a little bit higher because there is a problem over here on the corners. But essentially that's the concept and back of everything. Well, that's it for this update. Oh, and I was able to replace my wrecked truck with a 2019 Toyota Tundra. I'm real happy with it, but it took me a long time to first of all find one, and then the prices were yeah, we all know what the prices are right now, but anyway, I'm happy with that. So if you like these videos, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe and turn on your post notifications, and you'll be aware when the next one comes out. I appreciate it, and have a good day.